Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I am here with a brand new review roundup video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 games I've been playing recently across a variety of different platforms, including PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox. But before I jump into the reviews, I just want to shout out to Outright Games, who sent us a copy of Rainbow High Runway Rush recently. My daughter's been playing this one. As you can see on the screen, she's been capturing footage for a upcoming review, so keep your eyes peeled. That'll be coming later this week. But now, let's jump into the review. Okay, the first game I'm going to be talking about today is Little Witch Nobeta. Now, the publisher Idea Factory International sent me a copy of this on the Nintendo Switch to play. And it's developed by Papuya Games. And this one took me by surprise. So this was released on the 7th of March 2023. From the artwork and stuff, it looks like it's going to be like an anime magic style sort of fantasy game, and what you actually get here is an anime Dark Souls game. It's a Souls like, and it will break you. Like, it doesn't hold back, it kicks your ass, and honestly it's surprisingly deep. I was honestly surprised how much there was to it. The game was very well made. Like I say, it had cutscenes and everything, voice acting and sort of dialogue and everything like that to go with it. You have melee attacks and magic attacks, and you've got different types of magic attacks as well, sort of arcane. You've got your thunder, your fire, and stuff like that. And with your attacks, you can do sort of charged attacks as well as normal attacks. And I'm not a huge Souls-like fan. You know that, guys. I've mentioned it loads. But this game was pretty decent, and even though it was hard and it broke me at times, I still enjoyed it. Now, it takes place mainly inside like a giant castle. You are on this journey. She's got this talking black cat with her, and he guides you through the sort of story. Now, the story isn't the main focus of the game. It's the sort of gameplay and combat that shines through here. The story is just sort of sprinkled throughout. It's just sort of standard anime fantasy fare. But the gameplay itself is really good. Now, there are platforming sections which are a bit tricky at times. The level layout can be a little confusing, and some of the jumping sections aren't the best. But the combat is pretty cool. Now, you kill the enemies, you get like currency which you can use to upgrade your abilities and your stats and everything like that. And that's the loop. Kill more things, upgrade more, kill more things, upgrade more, get better. Now, you do end up fighting against a whole host of like awesome bosses, and these bosses are probably the best bit in the game. Now, they have the sort of standard attack patterns that you have to sort of plan for, and you've got to get used to their sort of moves and attacks sort of phases and figure out how to deal with it. Now, this is one of those games where I died over and over and over again. It's a very trial and error style gameplay, like all Souls-like games are. However, if you are into Souls-like and you're also into like anime, then you can't do much better than this game. Like I say, it looks great. It's got a great art style. Even on the Switch, it looked really good. It handled really well. I played a lot of it in handheld as well, which was good. The UI looked great. Like I say, they've done a really nice job with the UI and the way it looks and everything. Fantastic. So definitely check this one out if you like having your ass handed to you over and over again. You've completed Dark Souls, but now you're looking for something a little different. Now, this is priced at $44.99 on the Switch, or $49.99. Also has some DLC skin bundles, which are varying in prices, which are just different costumes for your character, really. So if you're enjoying that game enough, maybe support the developer and buy a few more costumes. The game is also out on Steam as well, so definitely check this one out. on Steam, it also has full controller support as well, which is a must, especially for these sort of 3D Souls-like action games. But yeah, surprised with that one. And after I got used to getting my ass handed to me and having to respawn and redo things, I really enjoyed the game as I progressed through it. Okay, next up is Dust and Neon. Now, this was released on the 17th of the 8th, 2023, and it's developed by David Marquardt Studios, if I've pronounced that right, apologies if I haven't, and published by Rogue Games Incorporated, who were kind enough to send me a copy on Xbox. Now, this is an Xbox Series X and S game. It's not on Xbox One. It had previously been out on PC and Switch, and I think also on phones, and then it's had an updated version released on PlayStation and Xbox consoles. This game is a action twin stick roguelite shooter that's set in like an apocalyptic Wild West. And honestly, it's full of style, charisma, and just really coolness. It looks fantastic. Like, the art style really clicks with me. The gameplay is hectic, fun, but very challenging. This isn't hold your hand. It will literally push you. Like, it starts off not too difficult, but the difficulty easily ramps up pretty early on in the first couple of hours in the game. Now, this game really gave me Borderlands vibes, and I don't know whether that's one just because of the sort of colour scheme and the way it looks. Like, it has very similar sort of colour palette to Borderlands, but the main way it reminded me of Borderlands was the guns. There's tons and tons of guns to find and upgrade. I believe there's over or nearly 2,000 different guns that you can use and upgrade and sort of equip. Very much like Borderlands, you get like your commons, your legendaries and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool. Now, it's not perfect. It's very, very difficult. It does luckily have a lot of replayability to it, obviously being like roguelite and stuff like that. Does give you a reason to keep replaying it, getting better at it, building up your arsenal and stuff. And however, it's not perfect. Like I say, it's pretty grindy. You will have to grind quite a lot. And like I say, the difficulty spike is there. But it hits you right out of the gate with a fantastic experience, which will hook you. I just feel like it peters out a bit towards the end, which is a shame. Now, it's full of the style and everything you're looking for. Like I say, the way the game looks and the way like everything pops up on screen and everything looks absolutely fantastic. They've done a great job in that sense. I didn't have any bugs or anything like that, so I can't complain about it, barring, like I say, the sort of grindiness of but that's in the roguelike sort of nature, unfortunately. That's why I don't play a huge amount of them all the time. Now, if you do want to play this on Xbox Series X and S, you can. It's £16.74. But it's there for those people that like West of Dead. You like that Borderlands sort of environment and the colours and the style of it. But just bear in mind, it may turn you off after a couple of hours when it really ramps up the difficulty. But some people may really, really enjoy that sort of challenge more than others. Okay, next up is Kalinur on Xbox. Now, this was released on the 30th of the 8th, 2023, developed by Pixel vs. Pixel and published by Penguin Pop Games, who were kind of to send me a copy for this review. Now, Kalinur is a retro-inspired Metroidvania, but it's a Metroidvania I actually liked how they'd done it. And I get a bit bored of Metroidvanias when I'm playing them. However, this one like cuts out all of the sort of chaff, and it's very sort of straight to the point, and I really liked it for that. Now, The game itself is very, very straightforward. You explore a castle and you basically have to find and defeat the evil wizard Kalinur, basically to save the kingdom and bring it out of the darkness. Now, this game has one giant map. It's not multiple zones split into like loads of rooms. It's tons and tons of rooms, like the world's biggest castle, but it's one ultimately connected map. Now, you don't start off with a map, you do get one quite early on, but to begin with, it's just a sort of you and your jumping and slash abilities. And compared to a lot of other Metroidvanias, you don't really get any other sort of abilities that really. You're just sort of running around, hacking through a whole host of enemies. Now, you do get a few abilities like dashing and double jumping and stuff like that, but the majority of it is just using your sword. You'll work through a whole host of rooms, fighting over 30 different types of enemies, and I really like the graphic style on this. It's 2D, pixelated, and it looks fantastic. Now, it's not the longest game, and you'll do a lot of backwards and forwards in it, like you do with a lot of Metroidvanias. There's no sort of fast travel or anything, but it has everything that I come to love in Metroidvanias. It's got exploration, it's got boss zones and stuff like that. You've got coins that you can spend to buy upgrades as well, like items and stuff like that. And all in all, it's not bad. And it's also a pretty straightforward 1000 game score as well for all you achievement hunters out there. Now, it's priced at £4.99, playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles. So if you like Metroidvanias and you're wanting something a bit more simple and straight to the point, you can't go wrong with this. It's really fun. And honestly, it cuts out a lot of the chaff that Metroidvanias have sort of bloated with over the years. And it's just straight to the point, simple, and fun. And that's what I'm looking for in games nowadays. Okay, and last up is Tuna the Cat. Now, this was developed and published by Fifth Wheel Games, and it was released on 28th of July 2023 onto PC. Now, there's a demo of this on Steam. It's priced at £4.29, and this is a colourful 2.5D side-scrolling platformer, very much reminiscent to sort of old-school Mario games. You basically play as Tuna the Cat on a mission to recover his stolen tacos. And there's 20 stages to play through, 5 boss battles to beat, and you can collect extra tacos to gain extra lives. Now, this game is quite difficult, actually. You really need to time your jumps well. You need to take your time. You can't rush through it, even though you do have a time limit on each level. Now, I played this on keyboard and absolutely sucked at it, and I was getting quite frustrated, but it does have full controller support, and it plays much better on a controller. Now, gameplay-wise, it's okay. It looks nice. It's got cute, bright graphics and stuff like that. At times, I did think it was rather ungiving, to the point like you would do a jump and you would miss it even though you really shouldn't. And a couple of times I went to do jumps and I just fell off even though I was pressing the jump button, which was absolutely frustrating. Now, you do have multiple lives and multiple continues until you do get the full game over. However, like I say, it isn't perfect by any means, but like I say, it's a very fun little indie game if you've got the patience for it. So, it is hard. There is a lot to it. I did have a couple of bugs when I started the game the first time. I didn't the audio played on the intro movie, but no footage played. And then the next time I reloaded it, and then there was footage. So I don't know why that happened. You have a slide and a jump button that you can use, and also a sprint button. Overall, it's not bad. Like I say, challenging, quite unforgiving, especially in the later levels, and you will end up replaying levels over and over. But that's that for this review roundup, guys. Let us know which of the 4 I've shown are your favourites. Are any of them interesting to you? Will you pick any of them up in the future? Let me know in the comments below. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.